Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Toy Collector Review with me, Sergeant Geek. And today we got one that's a little bit baffling. Well, as you guys know who watch this channel on a regular basis, lately I have been visiting my local comic book store and picking up some really cool action figures while I've been there. Well, when I go to the counter to pay for these figures, they have a little basket filled with these little $5 Micromaster figures, and every time I go there I end up picking up one just as a little add-on, goofy little transformer to add to my shelf. Well, now I got quite a few of these Micromasters, and unfortunately checking on the internet I wasn't able to find much information on them. So guys, I do not know the names of these figures here, but since I got a few of them, we're going to go ahead and run this episode on them. I'm going to show them, we're going to transform them, we're going to show what they look like. And guys, if anybody knows the names of these figures, go ahead and leave the names in the comment section below. Let's try to make this into a little game, and let's see who can name most of the figures out there. So guys, let's go ahead and let's check out these figures. Alright guys, now even though we don't know the names of these guys, we can get a close look at them, as you can see here, and show some of the articulation in them. They don't have anywhere near elbows. They do have ball joints at the shoulders. They can't put their arms out to the side. Pretty much they're only limited to the range of motion that is required for them to transform from robot to their alt mode. But nevertheless, these guys are required if you have any of these other guys, like the stations that I showed in a previous video of, like Hot House and Airwaves. You know, if you have those guys, then you're gonna want to have a couple of these guys around to actually be on those stations there. So let's go ahead and let's just take a quick look at these robots here in their robot mode, and then we'll go into their alt modes. Alright, now this one's pretty cool. This one's an actual, I believe, a police car, if I'm not mistaken. The one thing I'm always wondering, because I guess I never seen it in the original TV show or in the comics. I haven't read many of the comics. How did these guys fare out in the Transformers universe? You know, you got guys like Optimus Prime, Smokescreen, Jazz, Blaster. They all transform into a vehicle, and the vehicle can be used by people. Now these guys, being Micromasters, they transform into vehicles, but they're already smaller than people. So what are they, like RC cars and RC planes and stuff like that? I always wondered how that worked out when I also saw these guys back in the day with the G1 guys. But you guys can be the judge. And one thing, like you can see here, this is probably the only Decepticon I have with all these Micromasters, because he's the only one that shows the Decepticon logo. I have 3 others that show Autobot logos, and the rest have no logo whatsoever. And there's no rubbing logo, so you can tell which one it is. It's kind of hard to tell, but like this guy here, he has a logo, I believe, on the side. I'm not 100% sure. And this guy transforms into like a fire engine, but it's kind of weird because the way he transforms doesn't really look much, and you'll see it when we go into their vehicle modes. But all in all, these guys, hey, I'm not running out to go collect all of these guys. Like I said, they were in a basket by the counter, labeled $5 in these little individually wrapped bags. Every time I bought a regular Transformer or an action figure, I grabbed one. You know, just something cool to have on the desk or have at the display shelf. I don't think these guys deviated much from their G1 counterparts. I think they're pretty much just reissued G1s. Possibly, like I said, I never had the G1 ones. I just saw them in commercials back in the day. But they possibly could be. Once again, who knows? It's just the way these guys are. Like I said, very simple designs. And if you get them, you get them. If you don't, you don't. Now, there is something that said that these guys can actually be mounted as weapons and stuff. But I looked online for that. All it is a normal size transformer holding a truck or a car or a plane like a gun, which is very weird, guys. But guys, let's go ahead and let's check out their vehicle mode.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
New Transformers are here. Micromaster Transformers.
Our new commandos can go where no other Transformers can go. What are they? Micromasters. Why don't we have them?
Now Autobots and Decepticons have Micromasters.
Micromasters are smaller and faster Transformer commandos that go where nobody else goes. Micromaster Transformers. They've got the power to surprise.
New Micromasters in patrols of 4. Collect them all.
Transformers.
We now return to the Transformers.
Alright guys, now let's take a look at some of these alt modes. As you can see here, the first one we're going to look at here is of a fire engine. Looking really cool, got some detail along the side, really nice, got that ladder up top. Now we're going to make our way to the next vehicle as we come around the turntable. Next vehicle we're going to be looking at is of a sports car. Now this is an old school sports car. To me it kind of looks like either a Camaro or a Trans Am. Very nicely done. And as you can see on one side, the driver's side, you do have the Autobot logo on it. Once again, really cool. Now the next vehicle coming up, we have this combat vehicle here. Looks like a artillery unit, kind of like the ones they have out in Germany. They actually do have artillery turrets mounted on the back of trucks like this. Very cool, nice looking. Now the next vehicle we got coming up, we got kind of this up armored Jeep with a large turret on the top. Kind of reminds me of Swindle from the Combaticons. Looking really cool. Once again, lots of detail along the side. But now let's go ahead to the next vehicle. And we have this missile launcher. Once again, got nice detail along the side and the back and front on this one. Really cool looking for such small vehicles, as you can see on the turntable here. Now the next vehicle we're going to be looking at is of the police car. Now this one does have the Cybertronian lettering on the side. Once again, really cool. I'm not sure this one is a Decepticon or an Autobot. It doesn't have any logos on it as far as I can see, but nevertheless it is a cool looking vehicle. And then we have the semi that comes in, the big orange semi or little orange semi. Once again, these are some cool little figures right here. And that's pretty much wraps it up for these guys. There's not much to them. So that's where we're going to end this video here for today. Alright guys, so that wraps up another episode of Toy Collector Review. Once again, I wasn't actively hunting these guys out there in the wild. They were impulse buys at my local comic book store. So will I be hunting these down in the future? Probably not. Will I continue buying them at my local comic book store if the basket is full? Probably will. They do make great little gifts for the local kids around my apartment complex, where I can just hand them out to the boys here and keep them up here on my shelf once I get a couple more. Who knows? Time will tell. But once again guys, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, become a member of this channel. Hit that bell notification so you guys can be notified every time I put out a new video. And guys, share these videos on all your social media platforms. And if you guys like the videos that I'm putting on this channel, go ahead and hit that like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. And for those of you guys who are watching this on Rumble, go ahead and hit that Rumble button. And guys, if there's anything in particular you guys would like to see on this channel, go ahead and hit me in the comment section below, and I will do my best to get those videos out to you guys. Once again, I'm Sergeant Geek, and I'm signing off.